words are what I think are the domain of life coaching. It's people's words. We listen to them. We look to the power of them. And that's what I want to talk about here for just a few minutes, is effective speaking. And from my point of view, if we start to notice our speaking, we'll notice that some of it helps us stay stuck in the mud, and then some of it assists us to get up to the sun and to the light. Psychiatrists talk about this, educators talk about this, as the difference between an external locus of control and an internal locus of control. Where an external locus of control, we're just battered around by the circumstances of life. And we're run by what other people say and what other people want. It's all external. That's our locus of control. An internal locus of control helps us get higher and brighter and more toward the sun and out of the mud. An internal locus of control is when we're looking what we want. What's our passion? What's our responsibility? This is a self-responsible individual versus a victim. Now, there's all kinds of ways to assist people to move from being a victim to being more self-generative and self-responsible. And one of the ways is to notice their language and have them notice their language. Because I believe that language can move us from the victim up to the sun. Isn't that nice? Some of you missed it because you were taking notes, but the sun rose when I said that. Just at the same moment I said it. I can't. Sorry. That's the thing about life, you know? If you're not paying attention, you miss it. Well, what I believe is when I listen to someone in the language of obligation, they're stuck in the victim mud. They really do exist in an external locus of control. And they're saying things like this. You know, what I really should do, oh, I know what I have to do. Oh, I have to. I must. I need to. I ought to. Or they ought to. You know, really somebody should. You know what people ought to do now? If you can, you must. And all that must, can, should, ought to, have to, need to is such a burden for most people, and they carry it around like a burden. Lots of obligation. And they're running their life not from what they desire, but from what others want, or from what they think they should, ought to do, by some external creed, some external code, some external philosophy that they have not really bought. You know, check it out. And check it out in yourself. When you're saying things like, oh gosh, this weekend I really should clean the garage. How does it feel? I mean, generally, people don't do what they, oh gosh, you know, oh, I got to go to that party tonight because they came to our party, so I probably should go to their party. You know, it's a thing a nice person would do. Well, those thank you notes, I really ought to write them. Oh, the banker, gosh, I probably ought to pay him off. Everybody knows you have to pay your taxes. Okay, well, that's one way to talk. Here's another way. Start up the ladder. And the first step is the language of possibility. And I claim as soon as you get on that first rung, you're no longer in the mud. You're now into freedom. Now, there's higher and higher freedom. But first of all, you're in the language of possibility and you're free. And that's like this. I might. I could. I'll try. It's one option. Maybe. Possibly. Now, I know that there are people that say, oh, I'll try is not very powerful, or I might's not very good. Well, I think it's way better than I should, or I ought to, or I have to. It's way lighter. Instead of, oh, I got to clean my garage, it's, you know, I might clean my garage this weekend. But, of course, if I might, it opens up I might not. And now I'm free. One option is to clean the garage this weekend. Yeah, but then that means there's whole lots of other options. Maybe I'll clean the garage. Maybe I'll go to that party. I might go to the party, I might not. Well, I might pay the bank back and I might not. All of a sudden I've got freedom. You say, yeah, but if you say I might pay my taxes, you won't be free. Well, stay tuned. I think you still will be.